Good morning, everyone. I recently got back from South Korea Olympics. I was doing sound for a band there for a couple of shows. Um, I'm sorry for late upload. I got into hospital for a couple of days after coming back from South Korea. Apparently, I had some, I don't know, foodborne illness or something. I was painful for a couple of days, but none of the doctors could give me precise diagnose. Um, while being there, I had some free time, and of course, I did some sketching for things I need for my own work. So one of the things was microphone shock mount for shotgun microphones and condensers. I will cover that in a later video because I still want to test it and finish it and print it out so that it works and I can show it to you. But one of the things I wanted to share is actually just a simple handheld mic holder for ordinary like sm58 or other dynamic handheld vocal mics, because lately few of my colleagues need replacement for those, and I just wanted to build it upon a condenser design I had, so I'll be doing that. So what I wanted to design is, I'll show you an example of small condenser holder. So this is a small condenser pencil microphone holder. So it has like two parts. The upper part that holds the mic itself, and the lower part. This is designed with a M3 screw and nut to hold them together. Ordinary 3/8 thread. I was thinking about going with a metal insert, but I tried to find them here in Europe, and it's quite hard to actually get them, so I just stick with the printed thread, and it actually holds very, very good, so that's not a problem for, at least for me. I have never ruined one, so a few colleagues that I have given these to, I guess I'll get a present for the first one who gets the thread wrong. So okay, so I'll take over this part, the underneath that screws. So this is kind of like, I don't want to redesign it, so this stays the same for all my microphone models, and thing that changes is just this top one. So I need a holder for a specific mic that's kind of like not the ordinary sm58, so it has like a different dimensions. The colleague measured the original one, but he needs it in different color than other than black, so I just need to print it. So how I usually do it, just create a sketch, then I create a circle, so like the inner diameter of the lowest part is 27 millimeters. Then I take a plane, and that's a 47 millimeters for that particular one, and the upper part is 29. So then I make a loft, and it's actually almost done. So it's quite a quick thing. I make a shell that goes to like outside direction, and best that works for PETG is 2 millimeters. It's rigid enough but still flexible. If it's a bit more thicker, then it breaks easily and it's not flexible anymore. If it's less, then it's too flexible and it's kind of like flimsy. So for my experience, 2 millimeters is like a sweet spot for all that. So what I do next is actually I make a hole for the microphone, and it's basically like a guesswork. What's the correct oh no, sorry. What's like the correct size for the hole? I usually just get it by the eye. This could be too little, and this could be too much, I guess. So let's stick with like 18 millimeters or something. Yeah, that should be okay. So then I just extrude this thing, cut it. Then I make basically rounded edges for it, just so it slips more easily in, because you can get the mic, just pull it out from the center really easy, but I have seen many mic holders that has the problems of actually getting them inside the holder. So 3 millimeters, it can be even 4, it doesn't matter. Just it looks good now, so I'll just leave it like that. Another thing, I like to have this top end just slightly rounded. It's just my liking. It doesn't have any like practical purpose. So on to the next piece. The holder, not the holder, but this part. So I don't remember what were the dimensions. So that's like 8 millimeters, and this is what 20. Okay. So I usually make it from the. So I don't need this one here. Okay, so that's like a 20 millimeters. So this is 20. That's one's 20, and there you go. And in the middle of it, I'll make a center. That was that was what, 4 millimeters, I guess. Yeah, 4. So here goes 4 millimeters in center for the screw and everything. Okay, I usually do this thing so to have it more to have like the easy extruding without any problems. Yeah, the warning's the usual thing. Okay, so I have like center of this, then I just press and pull. That's it. A distance like symmetric, so I need it like together 8 millimeters. Join, and there you go. Quick and easy way. It's not very beautiful at this point, so just to give it some looks like ordinary mic holder, I usually make this thing. It also makes it a bit more rigid, I would say. Yes. Sometimes also I do these edges a bit round. No, not this. Like 2 millimeters. No, it's you can do them and maybe not. It's just like upon the taste. I tried a design where this holder is kind of like in the middle. It could be like theoretically like the best spot, but then I need supports for printing it, even if I do a rounded edge like underneath here. So I just sticked with printing the holder part here on the lower end, because then this has like a natural support from the heatbed, and it sticks to the heatbed really well. And this part is quite okay. Like the angle here, it's something that usually would need supports and something, but it's not that bad. It's like really down to your tweaking your printer. If you're printing like with PLA, which I don't recommend for these types of holders, because it's too rigid and too stiff, so it breaks easily. The PETG is like my go-to material for having these things, because it's flexible enough to give in some directions and some ways, but it's not rigid enough to just shatter upon inserting the microphone or dropping it to ground or whatever. So this is my advice. So this part might be not looking good, but still it's usually under like wait a minute. So this part that could be drooping a bit is usually somewhere inside here by under normal usage, so no one sees it anyway, and I really don't care about that part as long as it's flexible enough to hold the microphone and everything. One thing to make it look a bit more beautiful, I would guess, and to save on the materials is actually just taking something like this, and usually I just let's make it something like no. Sorry. So I just make some shape here inside, and then I just cut it. So it has like a shape of ordinary microphone. Most of the mics have some holes here to save material and to be more flexible, and that's a good thing to actually do. Sometimes I make some other shapes. It really depends on what my mood is. So upon some like custom design that some colleagues or friends or other musicians need, I tend to do also some like letters that this thing belongs to someone in case of some if the person loses the thing or whatever. So that's a nice thing to do, at least in my mind. So this is like quick and easy way how to do it. I usually print it with two perimeters, like some two bottom layers and 3 top layers. So that's like my go-to settings for this thing. I'll do some printing with it in later, but this is just designing the thing. So that's pretty much all. If you have any questions about how do I came up with these things, because next thing actually I'm designing right now is shock mount, and I still need to find a proper rubber bands for it. So that will be like the next thing. But if any one of you have questions about this thing, so just leave a comment and subscribe, and I'll keep you updated. So thank you. Bye.